What's good, everybody? It's your boy Guac420, finally back at it with another episode of Collect or Disconnect. First and foremost, I do apologize for my absence. It's been over 2 weeks since I uploaded my last video, and reason being is I have been having some health issues over the past couple months. So between being in and out of the doctors every couple weeks and just having like the energy and the time to actually make a video and edit, it's kind of hard to actually do this every 2 weeks. I do want to upload every 2 weeks. Hopefully by the time I'm actually 100%, it'll be every 10 days. So bear with me, guys. I appreciate you guys for being patient and still showing love and whatnot. To all my new subscribers as well, welcome to Collect or Disconnect. So as you can see from next to me, and as my shirt reads as well, we are doing yet another episode of display building. And of course, this is going to be a Power Rangers display. More specifically, a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers display. I'm not like the biggest fan of like the entire Power Rangers franchise. I only ever did watch the actual Mighty Morphin Power Rangers show from like the late 90s, early 2000s, since I am a 90s baby, I guess, the last couple years in the 90s. But yeah, so we will be making an MMPR specific Power Rangers shelf. So without further ado,
let's get it cracking.
Alright guys, so here is a new shelf in the collection. Believe it or not, I actually found this on somebody's curb. They just put it outside for trash, I guess, and I went ahead and picked that up and gave it a good cleaning and fixed it up. Here are the other shelves as well in my other room. I got all these by way of OfferUp for like under $100, probably under $80. So I guess the motto of the channel is doing everything as cheap as possible. So here it is once again. It was pretty dirty when I got it, but it looks pretty good now. Here we have the NECA Gargoyles figures right here. I'm slowly building those up. Video coming soon. And right here we have the NECA Candyman figure. My good friend Captain Spaulding actually sent this over to me for free. He's such a G. If you guys remember, I actually gave this away for a giveaway on October. So glad I actually have that back and actually in my collection. So I am actually doing a voiceover, so bear with me guys. But here we have Rita Repulsa, and upon closer look, this actually looks exactly like my mom, believe it or not. But she does have some super small bad feet, so she will need a peg to actually stand up. So let's see if we can put her up there without her falling. In the past she has fallen multiple freaking times. Next up we do have Rita's right hand man, Goldar, with some half-ass wings right there, made out of cardboard and foil painted gold. This is the wingless variant. The ones with wings was a little bit more expensive, so I went ahead and made my own. I also did give him a tiny black wash, as you can see, to make those details pop. I think it looks way better than the normal stock release. So let's see how he looks next to his boss, Rita. Following Goldar, we do have Lord Zed. This guy is pretty badass. He came in a 2-pack with Rita Repulsa. And if you guys saw in the beginning, I do have his helmet as well, which is pretty fucking huge. Overall, solid figure. I wish the paint could have been a little bit more better, more wet looking, more brighter, I guess. And his little tubes that run in and out, I guess, could be like a little bit more blue, like they appear in the show and the comics and whatnot. So let's see how he stands. He stands pretty horrible, so hopefully he doesn't fall a couple minutes later. Next up, we do have one of 3 figures in this collection that isn't actually based on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TV show. This is the White Dino Thunder Ranger from the Dino Thunder TV show. I don't think I really watched this at all, but I think he is kind of evil, so he'll be on the evil side of the shelf right there, a little bit more raised above the heroes. Looks pretty good. Alright, so here we have one of 3 versions of Tommy Oliver, which will be in this collection right now. This is, of course, the evil Lord Draken, played by, of course, the late great J.C. David Frank, JDF. So RIP to a legend, man. Really miss that dude. He's one of the reasons why I decided to make this video and get my Power Rangers out of storage. So here we go. Like we said, everything must be symmetrical in my displays. Here we have the second version of Tommy Oliver, of course, probably the most infamous. This is the Green Ranger, and as everybody knows, he was the evil Green Ranger when he was first introduced, so he kind of will be on the bottom tier of the villains, but of course he was redeemed. But for right now, he will be in the back. I was kind of considering putting him in the front, but the front is going to be reserved for the White Ranger, aka my favorite Ranger of all time. So yeah, here we go. Okay, so the next 2 aren't actually part of the show either, but they are technically Mighty Morphin. These are actually the collaboration between Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And right here we do have Raphael as a Red Ranger. These are honestly pretty sweet looking figures. I just don't know where to actually put them. I don't know if I put them in my Power Rangers collection or my TMNT collection, but I do have some gaps in this shelf, so I will be adding both of these. And this is actually Michelangelo as a Yellow Ranger. And if you see, what you'll see in the future right now, I don't actually have a proper Yellow Ranger, so this is kind of my stand-in for the time being until I can get a Trini Yellow Ranger. But once again, this is Mikey as a Yellow Ranger. I guess there's no Orange Rangers actually, so it makes kind of sense. So I'll put these guys in the back just so they're not really out there right in front. Once again, everything's symmetrical, as it should be. Next up, we do have Kimberly, the Pink Ranger. I actually did make this custom bow while recording this. This is a custom painted arrow that she came with, and a little bit of plastic twist wire that I super glued to it. When I was doing the video, I just was kind of mad that she didn't include an actual pullable, I guess, string for the arrow, so I went ahead and made my own. So there we go, Kimberly, looking pretty badass. Following the Pink Ranger, we do have one of my favorite Rangers in the collection. This is, of course, Zach, the Black Ranger, wearing the Dragon Shield. I believe this was from one episode where Tommy, the Green Ranger, gave Zach his shield so he can heal himself. So pretty badass. They made a figure about it. At the time, this was actually easier to get than just the normal release Zach Black Ranger. So glad to have him in my collection. Looks pretty badass. Following Zach, we do have, in my opinion, the funniest character in the entire show. This is, of course, Billy, the Blue Ranger. This is actually the metallic variant from Hasbro Pulse, I believe. And at the time, the Blue and the Red Ranger were kind of hard to get for a reasonable price. So I went ahead and picked up both the Blue and the Red Ranger from Hasbro Pulse. And they came in this metallic paint job, which I think is pretty sweet. And of course, they're actually re-releasing both of these guys, so of course that's convenient. But honestly, kind of do like the paint jobs that the Blue and the Red Ranger have. As you can see, Jason right here looks pretty badass as well. Out of these two, I kind of prefer the Blue more for the metallic paint job. It's not really metallic per se. It's kind of translucent and glittery. But it looks pretty badass in person. But there you have the Red and the Blue Ranger. They're going to be to the left and right of my favorite Ranger of all time, and that is, of course, the White Ranger himself, the White Tiger, Tommy Oliver, aka the greatest fucking Power Ranger of all time. I mean, ever since I was a kid, first seeing him don the screen, I just fell in love with that costume, man. That tiger helmet right there. Just the color scheme, the white, black, and gold, just chef's kiss, man. Perfect. Super simple, nothing too extra. I think it fits the character perfectly well. As a kid, I always wanted a ponytail, just because of Tommy Oliver. But yeah, man, of course, he's going to be front and center of the entire collection, since he is the leader of the Rangers, and of course, my favorite Power Ranger. He brings the entire display together, so here you guys have it, my complete Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Lightning Collection display in all its glory. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Let's do it, guys! Right. It's morphin' time!